this one is too.
Okay, we'll laugh here.
All right, we're good.
Hey guys, how are you doing? What is going on? It is Monday, October 8th, 9th, 6th, 7th, 10th. How you doing? It is Monday, October 10th. I stopped counting dates the split second a baby came out of me. I no longer had any idea what day it was, or where I was, or what day of the week it was.
It's actually Columbus Day.
It is Columbus Day. For the most part, I don't even know what month it is at any given time. Of course, I got back into it when they changed all the horoscopes, and now that I realize they're all back to normal again, I forgot what month it is. Anyway, it is Columbus Day 2016, and it is a holiday, right? So what does that mean? If you have kids, it means you have to move heaven and earth to get coverage and to make sure people are here and watching your kids, because no one has classes, no one does anything. It's every man for himself. It's all hands on deck. So my sweet, lovely, amazing mother is watching both our girls for 4 hours, which, just so you know, I can't even do that. Like, I don't even know how she's going to do it. So here's how we did it. I enlisted the help of my mother plus another babysitter who happens to be 5 years old. She is Lance's other daughter, Alex, and so she is downstairs helping my mom out.
Worldwide, she's known as Booba.
She's known as Booba, which is cute, because Harper goes, Booba?
Right. It's really good when she's like in a store and I'm yelling for her and I'm
Booba.
like, boobs!
Boobs.
Get over here.
Right? Yeah, not so much. But it's cute, so that's good. So let's see how long this lasts.
It means doll in Hebrew.
It means doll in Hebrew. At any given moment, my mother with like 27 small children can come parading up here. So if you're watching, Mom, thank you so much in advance for what will be a very quick 4 hours. It's going to go like this. Anyway, happy Columbus Day. We are all coming off of what? Small storm that passed through the Northeast, and oh yeah, a large storm that passed through the political process last night. Did you watch that, Lance? Did you watch the debate?
I was watching this baseball game.
Oh, again with the baseball game.
I'm sorry, you know they
put the not only the baseball game, but they put the football game up against the debate. I'm terrible. Did the Giants win or the Packers win?
I actually don't know.
Connor, Lance, did the
I'm
Giants
actually a Giant fan, and I don't even know because I was so obsessed. Well, Jose's team won. They beat the
Packers won.
Yeah.
So where did that put the Giants? They're
2 and 3.
2 and 3.
Yeah.
It's not a great place to be for the Giants right now. Anyway, no one probably watched. I don't think anyone watched the Giants game. Remember when Trump made such a big deal about he may not even come to the debate because everyone's going to be watching the football game, and who in the world is going to want to watch the debate instead of the football game? And
everybody should have watched the baseball game. It was like
no one's
extra
watching
innings.
a Blue Jays game, Lance. They're just not.
Everybody in Canada was.
Right.
They weren't watching.
Everyone in Toronto was watching the Blue Jays game.
Not just
over the
Toronto.
debate.
It's all of Canada.
All of Canada. My apologies. Yeah, but instead we ended up watching must-see TV last night, which I got to tell you, I was really excited for it.
Actually, before we get on the debates, we have a lot of hellos and stuff.
All right, so let's do hellos, and then I want to talk
do some
about the
hello.
debate.
Okay, so Stacy Barnett says hello from Alabama.
Hi, Stacy.
She says roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
We're actually Buckeye fans here.
No. Lance is a Buckeye fan. I didn't go to a big school, so I am a fan of
I used to live in
college.
Columbus, Ohio.
I'll be an Alabama fan for you.
Okay, George Bertram says, good morning, Jenna. Great
Good morning,
show.
George.
He's
Thank
from
you
Connecticut.
so much. Oh, there you go.
Aaron Myers says, happy Columbus Day, Jenna.
Thank you, Aaron. Happy Columbus Day to you as well.
Amy Westforth Schneider says, very chilly morning from western Wisconsin.
Yeah, but you want to know something? It was a freezing morning here in New York, and I already took off 2 layers yet again, which leads me to believe we can go deep into December up here on the rooftop with the strong Canadian sun baking down on us to keep us warm. This arm is broiling already from the sun. It's crazy.
It's, Bobby Mole says, hello, beautiful lady.
Hi, Bobby.
Angela D. Harley says, hey, Jenna.
Hey, Angela. How
Patty
are you?
Herzig answered our question, Packers. Terry
Packers.
Cummins answered our question, Packers.
Packers, the Pack.
Mary Freeman obviously doesn't know me that well. She says, you are the best.
Thank you. Mary?
Aaron Myers says, Mom is babysitting the wolf pack.
Yeah, it's true. Mother Wolf is doing the wolf pack. It's true.
Susan Basscard says, hi, oh my God, I missed you on the Today Show.
I know. Today Show's, they're having some issues these days. It's, I mean, I can safely say I am actually, I said this to Steph last night. I go, there are 3 people that I am glad I am not, right before the debate started. Donald Trump, right now. Hillary Clinton, 4 people. Bill Clinton, because who knew what Donald Trump was going to say. And honestly, Billy Bush. Believe me, I've had my share of those Billy Bush moments. Maybe not that one exactly, but moments where you didn't want to wake up the next day because who knows what is going to happen. I just sat there and I'm like, for the next 8 hours, I'm so happy that I'm just a nobody sitting on the couch about to watch this debate. But anyway.
Marilyn Schoaf says hello from Indiana, Jenna.
Hello, Marilyn.
Donna Marie says, yes, miss you on today.
I
Terry
know.
Cummins says, go back, no, Jenna. Everyone in Wisconsin was watching football.
I know, that's true. Wisconsin.
Kathy K says, hi from Hershey, PA. We should actually do a show from Hershey one day.
We should come do a show from Hershey. I loved Hershey Park.
Is
that
awesome.
was my favorite place in the world.
Lindsay Edwards says, hi from New York City. Go Cubbies.
Okay.
I can actually handle that. I was born in Chicago.
When was the last time they won? 1908?
When I was, they went on my first birthday.
Yeah.
Kim LaFaux says, I'm not pronouncing that right.
No.
Hi, Jenna from sunny Orlando. Susan Bass-Card says she was one of my favorite on the Today Show.
Thank you, Susan.
Christy Yeager says, Jenna, today needs you. Hi, Jenna.
Can I just say one thing real quick? I loved being at the Today Show. I loved it. I just wanted to do more things. Not different or better, but just more things. So that's why I'm not there anymore. Anyway, go on.
Alyssa Manzella says, hi, Jenna, from a little cold here in western New York.
Yeah, it's probably chilly.
Carol Kruger says, hi from Fort Erie, Ontario, Canada. Rhonda McCain says, hi. Tracy Dame says, hi, Jenna. How would you start a fitness program after a knee replacement?
I would 100% go through your PT specialist.
Right.
Have them tell you exactly what to do. No, I once had a guy that was like, I just had a heart attack on Thursday, but I really want to get back into working out. What would you suggest? I'm like, asking someone else would be my first.
My dad's actually a cardiologist, and what I think we found is that most people who had cardiac problems didn't actually do any exercise.
And
not just the morning, but after.
Yeah, right.
And most of the questions were about eating.
That's true.
Laura Lee Cayley says, love you, Jenna, from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
We may
Can I
actually
tell you the funniest thing? But not in a mean way. Speaking of Nova Scotia, and is that on? That's up on the east coast.
Yeah, we may actually have somebody who did a whole series of photography on an island in Nova Scotia.
Let me tell you how I love Steph's parents to death. They're like my favorite people, second only to my parents. And here's why I love them so much. They bought a cruise. They were like, we're going on a cruise. They finally invested on going on a cruise. They're going on a cruise. They're going to go up to Canada. They were all excited. It was the cruise. They're going on a cruise. We're so happy. They're getting away. She retired, going on a cruise. They inadvertently bought a one-way cruise. So hop and fly back. The best. The best. Like, they're like, and you're off. Oh, we're off? Oh, we're getting off. Come on, Ron, we're getting off. Anyway, it was very...
I'm sorry, go back to reading here.
Before I talk about the debate. Who else is
Chad
in the house?
I mean, actually, I'd rather interact with our audience than talk about
Well,
the
what
debate
about you guys?
personally.
Did you
we'll get to them. We'll get to their debate things. Let's first...
Oh, you want to just go
there's still a lot more hellos. Let's say hi.
Okay, but I was going to throw a question out, so if you want to talk about it, you can. But let's say hello to people.
We'll get there first, yeah. Go. Okay, let's take it through. Let's acknowledge everybody. Chad
everybody, okay.
Well, why not? You should acknowledge everybody. Chad McMurray, good morning, Jenna. Rafael Castaldo, good morning, Jenna.
Good morning.
Sarah Marshall says, hi, Jenna, you are awesome.
Really, Sarah Marshall?
Sarah Marshall, yes, really.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall? I forgot already.
Right, she's back, yes.
Okay.
Kim G. I actually have forgotten Sarah Marshall. Kim G. Gunderman says, hi, Jenna, from Fort Meade.
That's a good name, Kim Gutterman.
Christina Restepo says hi from Columbia. Linda Gunderson says hi from Nashville. Marilyn Schultz, yeah, you pronounced my name right.
Nice.
Very
go Lance.
Lara Ann says, what type of fitness watch do you have?
I'm wearing the Apple Watch. I don't know if I would even call it a fitness watch. I'm not sure if I love it or not quite yet. I was wearing the Microsoft one before this, which I used predominantly as a fitness watch. But this is good for your texting and the calls and all of it, so you don't actually need the phone. That being said, my phone is literally a foot and a half from my hand at all times, so I don't even know why. But that's what I'm wearing right now.
Kathy K says you can do your show from my place. You walk outside and smell chocolate. I guess that's in
Hershey.
Hershey.
Done and done.
Happy,
Seriously.
healthy New Year. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, we will be in touch.
Yeah, Connor, this is your list. Do you have the list in the pen I talked about?
I have one on my computer.
Yep,
I have a
it's
list
got
on your
me.
computer.
Yeah,
Okay,
got
so you
this
have
number.
Kathy
We're
K.
gonna
We're
come
going to
to
be in
her
touch with
shit.
her. Okay. Elizabeth Dolder Henning. Hi from Grays Lake, Illinois. Chad McMurray says he's from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Susan Baskard says you're welcome. I'm glad you're still around. You're looking very good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Man, there really are a lot of comments here. Terry Davis says, hey from North Carolina. Douglas Traub says, hey Jenny, you're doing great. I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, that's Dougie.
Dougie.
Doug.
Yes.
Doug works here where we are, and he is the master of the let in and let out people. So he will greet you, and if he likes you, you're in. And if he doesn't like you, you're not coming on the show. So Doug is the guy you want to suck up to.
Okay.
He's our bouncer. He's the show's bouncer, right? He runs security.
Okay, I'm going to pick up some more. Actually, no, I got a few more. It's actually a good question. Before the debates, actually a big debate. First of all, Aaron Myers says I'm into your workouts.
Thank you.
AJ Johnson says, hi Jen, I love you from South Carolina.
Hey.
Elizabeth Dolder Henning says, do you prefer Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Starbucks. But honestly, what I prefer over anything else is a mom and pop coffee shop. They always have the best coffee. I used to think Starbucks was the man, and now Starbucks is a little bitter for me.
I actually love Dunkin' Donuts, and I love Starbucks.
I don't like Dunkin' Donuts. I love them and their people, but I don't love their coffee. There's a little tiny hole-in-the-wall coffee place right up on 56th and 10th, if anyone is from New York City. The best coffee in the city. Also the best sandwiches in the city.
What is that?
It's called Rex.
Oh, yeah?
It is the best
Thanks
coffee.
for telling me about that all the time.
Well, you always won't go to the other one a little bit. I'm telling you, you will not have a better cup of coffee. And I love these guys. I row with the owner, this guy Pete. I'm sure he's not watching. Maybe he is. Pete, if you're watching, dial in.
Call up. Do you have the, is that their cup?
Yeah, there's usually a stamp on it, but I was with the first one in today. So.
Connie, you got a note on that?
Oh, here, it's stamped right here.
Let's note that.
I did.
Rex. They should come sponsor us.
Yeah, we should actually make sure that we get coffee.
Well, anyone that's watching, let's have a conversation. Join in.
All right, if anybody knows any young women like in their 20s, don't forget about.
We're already starting with Connor.
Connor.
Yeah, we are looking for a date for Connor. But I'm also curious. People only did one of three things last night. They either watched the debate, or they watched Giants Packers, or the other two people watched the Blue Jays game. So, and one of them is Lance.
Actually,
so what
no,
was
there
the
were a
other
whole
person
bunch of
doing?
people in Texas who.
Yeah,
they were.
No, I don't know. I bet you thought that Texas crowd was split.
That Texas crowd? Are you kidding? They were so into their
game.
Into their Rangers. Yeah.
Did the Rangers win? I don't even.
The Rangers lost.
They lost. So
they
what?
lost.
Blue Jays
Yeah, the
are up
guy.
2-0?
What? They lost the
Jays
series.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, they swept them.
Okay, so tell me what everyone did last night, and if it was one of those three, what do you think? Let's
we should actually put a poll. We'll put a poll up on the
of what people did.
Of what people did.
It's the answer is obvious. Everyone, if they could stay up, watched the debate last night. Even if you're not into politics.
Susan Baskard watched Netflix.
Okay, so Susan was the only other person that didn't watch the debate last night.
Scott Rice, hi Jenna, love the show so far. Kirsty
Scott.
Black says, hi Jenna, how many weight sessions should I aim for?
Okay.
I'm an Aussie living in Sonoma. I don't know if that changes anything.
I was just in. Was I in Sonoma? Yeah, I was in Sonoma. I went hiking out there. Like 2 a week. I mean, 2 a week would be great. If you could do 2 a week and 2 strength training cardio sessions a week, I think you'd be set.
Aaron Meyer says, what are some other good exercises for the abs?
Diet.
Actually, can I tell you that one of the great things I've learned from you?
Diet.
Was the thing that you said about picking up, when you're going to pick something up.
Yeah.
Not to lean down, but to actually bend your knees.
Get your butt down.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I mean. It would be very easy when I tell my mom or when anyone is picking stuff up, right? They bend over and they pick it up. Or they get dishes and they pick them up after right? But instead of, who cares about doing that? Squat down every time and pick something up. Do you know how many more calories you just burned doing this and picking it up as opposed to doing this and picking it up? Plus, there's no pressure on your back. You're working the biggest muscle in your body, your butte, and you might as well exercise while you're getting stuff done at the same time.
Yeah, actually, like, for a golfer, what I found is as I golf, like, I have to pick the ball out of the hole a lot, or put the ball down, like, to tee it
because
up.
you're always getting the ball in the hole so often, right?
So many
So many times that you're always nailing
You're going
it.
down, or even if you're at the driving range and you're putting your balls down, like, it's a lot of times.
So much innuendo with Lance. There's so much.
What are you talking? There's no innuendo.
When you're bending down and you're putting your balls in the hole, like you always want to like get your butt down really low.
This reminds me of My grandparents, I never knew what they were talking about, but my grandfather and my grandmother
Would
always
always
had this
laugh.
joke about. They always had this joke about parking his car in the garage, and I never knew. What,
Oh, that's very funny.
I never knew what they were talking
poor
about.
Lance. Anyway, can we now open it up for discussion? I want to chat.
Stacy has a good line here. She says, "Abs are made in the kitchen." Okay, let's get on to the. I really would want to get to everybody, but what happens?
No, we're going to. We're going to.
Yeah,
Keep
but
saying
the
hello.
comments keep coming, and I don't read that fast. Sorry.
Yeah, but keep commenting and writing in. Tell me what you did last night. Tell me
I'll
what you
try to
thought of
get
the
them on.
debate. Tell me what you thought of.
Oh, okay. Marlene here is an important member of the show. She watched the Jays from Ontario, Canada. Everybody in the whole.
Lance, with all due respect, the show is going to go nowhere if we only talk about the Blue Jays because I
With all
didn't
due
even watch
respect,
the Blue Jays
Toronto.
game.
Toronto is the fourth largest metropolitan area in North America.
With the second most due respect, nobody cares right now, right this split second. This morning, if we were in Toronto, I'd say maybe you have a shot.
Sean Shepard said, "I watched the baseball game.
Okay, well,
Sorry, I am really tired of the selection of both
if
candidates."
anyone thinks they would rather talk about the Blue Jays than about the debate, please let me know because no one's going to
Joseph wants you to run for president of the United States.
Notice he didn't say general manager of the Blue Jays.
Rafael
I would make a terrible president, but I know what would make a good president. Anyway,
Have you
go
ever
on.
done spinning as part of your workout? I
Yes.
actually don't know that answer. Yeah.
The answer is yeah. I used to teach spin a million years ago.
Kristen Murphy says it was a UFC fight in the form of a presidential debate.
Yes.
What did you think of the debate, actually? Let's go there. Tell us.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, what I thought of it. I want to know what you guys thought of it. I want to have. I want
Okay.
to tell me what you thought. Like, I don't care about discussing politics because no politics came up. I don't care about discussing policy because no policy came up. I just want to know what you thought. It was better than any reality show I've ever seen in my life. It was so good. It was like you had. There was a moment where Hillary was there, and somebody tweeted, it was great in all caps. Watch out! He's right behind you. I mean, it was so. He was like circling and circling, and then he came right up, and then he was standing there, and it was like that. The Jimmy Fallon skit where he's in the forefront of and Obama's in the background singing, right? That's exactly what it looked like. It was as if he took a big, huge metal, like wiffle bat size, but a metal, and he was going to swing for the fences, right? He was just up, and if he was going down, he was taking everybody with him, and it was just send me a wiffle ball so I could just nail this with my aluminum bat. It was so entertaining. I was surprised when I woke up that everyone deemed him the sure, clear winner, easily ran away with it.
Oh, he
in
ran away with
control.
it?
I mean, according to the pundits.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
wow.
he got the Republicans back in check, and that all these people that dismissed him and
So with all the
left
problems
the
that he
ticket
had
and-
going into the thing, he still managed to...
clean him up for the most part and
Wow.
get the party somehow back in a direction. Maybe not the right direction, but a direction.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You really didn't watch the debate at all?
I was seriously watching one of the greatest baseball games ever
Oh,
that ended on a
sweet
play where
Lord.
the guy who had punched Jose Bautista in the face made an error to blow the game.
Oh, karma.
Um,
Karma's a bitch, isn't it?
it's, so,
Connor, did you watch the debate?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, my whole family.
You sat down, right?
Yeah.
4 years ago, would your whole family have gotten together to watch the debate?
No
No.
way. I
No.
don't even know if I watched all the
I don't
debates.
even remember who was in it 4 years ago. I really don't.
there was a guy named Mitt Romney and
Yeah,
Barack
but
Obama. He had a
completely
binder full of women. You don't remember his binder full of
forgettable.
women?
Who's in
Yeah,
behind?
I do vaguely remember that, but I couldn't sit and talk about it. But I don't remember it the way I remember every detail about last night. And not only that, but people aren't just watching the debate. It's competitive for who could tweet the most clever, funny, creative tweet. So it's refresh.
And those
refresh,
creative
refresh.
tweets are generally it's like,
I mean,
it's
I
taking
took
civility
screen
to
grabs
a whole...
of a couple of them, and then I stopped because it was getting too much. But they're so good. I mean, there's so many smart, creative, fun people out there. What does this one say? Can I vote for the fly on Hillary's head? He's quiet. Seems like a nice guy. Remember that? At one point, a fly just lands on Hillary's head. You can't make this stuff up. Oh, look. Someone wrote, turn around. He's right behind you. That was the best. What is this? Oh, quote, you bragged about sexually assaulting women. Do you understand that? Trump, I will handle ISIS. I mean, it was so good, and I'm just curious if everyone else was as into it, if people were tweeting, if people were like enjoying it. Suddenly everybody's quiet.
No, there's a lot.
Let's hear it.
Okay,
Read
here.
me some. Here we go.
So first of all, let me just get back. There's so much going on here, I can't even keep up with it.
See, this is what people want to talk about.
No. They were giving me. Kevin Shaw said a whole nation was watching the baseball game.
Lance, please don't just read me the people that are watching the baseball game. People are not going to tune in. They don't care.
Kristen Lake says tried to watch the debate but turned to the football game.
Okay, at least it's football, which is a little more.
Rafael Castaldo said, I tuned in and out to the debate. I wish the moderators had controlled it better.
I don't think they could have. They literally couldn't have controlled it better. If anything, they got crap for how hard they tried to keep everyone in check.
Aaron Meyer said the debate was more like a reality show. Jackie Fahey says thoughts on the keto diet. I'm just mentioning that so we have it for later.
Okay.
Connor, please keep that note of that. The keto diet, Keto. Rafael Costello was a reality show. Janet says debate, same over and over and over. Watch my DVR. Was it the same thing repeating itself?
I don't think so.
No?
I didn't feel that way, but maybe felt that way.
Okay. Susan Drown said she would rather talk about getting fit. Hannah Kamal says, why not come to Egypt? We have nice weather.
Okay, so no one's really talking about
it. No. I have
like
a whole bunch. Okay. It was like watching a heist. It was sad. She paced as much as he did.
Yeah, no one sat down. They didn't need chairs. And they didn't shake hands. And everything became a hashtag. As soon as they walked out, they didn't shake hands. And hashtag no handshake. And then, like, she, like, looked to the right. It was like, hashtag she looked to the right. And then it was like, she looked at his shoes. Hashtag his shoes were looked at. I mean, it is, where we are, I'm fascinated by how much social media is playing a role in the future of American politics as we know it. It really, really is. Like, everything is no one can just have a thought. The thought has to be shared and then tweeted and then retweeted and then clipped and posted on Facebook and then liked, and it's I don't know, it's just it's exciting. It's if you can take a step back and take your feelings out from which way you are swayed politically, one way or another. It's really a fascinating time because it's encompassing everyone, every walk of life, all genders, like everything. And it's fun. We're all on this ride together, Nothing goes swept under the rug. Even if you're on an Access Hollywood bus and you're saying a couple things about a long-legged woman, that's going to come out. Everything's coming out, guys. It's all coming out.
Yeah, it's going to be scary.
Wait, do you feel bad for what happened? Like, do you feel like maybe? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like
getting exposed?
Yeah.
For the invasion of privacy?
Maybe, although I'm reluctant to say it like that.
Okay.
But yeah, for a little bit,
I mean, I guess reporters,
private,
but
right?
he was a reporter, right? Like Billy Bush?
Correct.
Isn't there a concept of, like, on the record, off the record?
Well, they were mic'd. There was a camera on the bus. The cameraman left the bus to get a shot of them walking off. They knew they were still mic'd. Look, I've been in television for 20 years. You talk to anyone that's been in television for a long time and you ask them any semblance of a personal question, and the first thing they do, and I did this for months after I left the station, I always do this. I always, it's just natural for me to feel for my mic. Yeah. You don't answer a question until you feel if your mic is there. If you ever see anyone do that, that's what they're doing. They go, I'll be like, hey Lester, what do you think of that girl over there? First thing.
So you think, but Trump, you think, thought it was a private conversation?
He thought it was a private, because he's not in TV. He doesn't realize that. Like, so Billy should have known better, but you also have to assume that he's trying to get Donald to join him in the locker room, and Donald is trying to be a popular guy in the locker room. Please note the air quotes if you're watching this while you're driving the car. I put air quotes up there. So they each tried to impress the other. It came out as vile and gross. And that should have been on the cutting room floor. Like, you get the concept of the cutting room floor. Like, that didn't make the piece. It shouldn't have existed. Yeah. Someone allowed it to exist. Who? Like, the editor, the producer, any of the 7 people on the bus, Billy, someone kept it alive for, 15 years? 11 years, rather?
Yeah.
And from what I understand, there's a lot more, much worse, that just wasn't released.
Deborah Caskill says she wanted to work out on his face for Hillary.
hold on a second. She wanted to work out on his face?
For Hillary.
She wanted to work out on his face. Okay.
Laura Brady says, oh gosh, no. Jackie Fahey says, on the debate, I'm disgusted by the state of this country.
Yeah.
How is it that we can't find 2 decent people to run the place?
Correct.
That being said, I'm with her. There's a ringing endorsement.
Yeah, I know. Everybody sucks, and I hate everybody. That being said, I'll vote for her.
Ben McDougall says, what is your go-to workout?
Go-to workout is a pyramid. 10 exercises. Right here. I can answer it in 5 seconds or less. It's a pyramid. It's 10 exercises. You do 10 different exercises. 100 reps of the first, then 90 reps of the second, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. You can do any 10 exercises, work every muscle in your body. Here's an example. I did it this morning. 100 jumping jacks, 90 mountain climbers, 80 pikes, 70 high knees, 60 little mini squat jumps. I did 50 push-up pulses. I did 40 toy soldiers. I did 30 cardio crab claws. I can tell you what these are later. I did 20 basketball throws, and I did 10 burpees. It took me 11 minutes. 11 minutes. You're dying after one of those. Can you do 6 in an hour? Can you do 5 in an hour? Can you just do 5, 4, 3, whatever it is?
I went to the M&M store with Booba.
Nice, Lance. Way to contribute to the health and fitness aspect of today's show.
Okay. I was so disappointed that he could even justify his video with the locker room talk BS.
But what? Okay, so what
that
other?
was Laura Brady.
Yeah. So I mean, he had no choice.
I mean, I've actually been in a lot of locker rooms in the United States.
I've been in a lot of locker rooms too.
Too, right?
And I
Oh,
will
you've
tell
been in
you,
a lot more.
I've been in almost every locker. I've been in every clubhouse.
Right. As a sportscaster.
Every sport as a sportscaster for
And what
20
do you
years.
what do you hear? Is that like the type of stuff you would hear in a locker room?
100%.
Like that's just locker
The
room
people
talk?
that are like, I've never heard that in a locker room. When these cameras aren't rolling, I will tell you and Connor 10 stories. You give me a team, and I'll tell you a story that'll blow your mind.
Okay,
blow
I won't
your
have
mind.
I won't have our mic on.
Yeah, you go like that. I'll go like
Yeah,
this.
okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, yeah, you do hear those stories. It doesn't make it right. You
Right.
still shouldn't say it. Plus, he was married 8 months prior. But then he paraded 4 women.
But the marriage has nothing to do with like the stuff that he was talking about has nothing to do with you're married or not, like right?
Correct. I mean, I thought it was rich that he got off the bus and said, I'm allowed to give you a hug. Melania said it was okay. Oh, like, did he? Like, did Melania say it was okay for you to try to shtup and grab by the and all of it? I don't know. Anyway,
Lindsay Edwards watched bits and pieces of the debate. It's going to be scary. Christy Yeager says the Jill Biden parody account was awesome.
I don't know if that was a parody account or not, but I thought it was Jill Biden's actual account. I actually, screen grabbed some of hers. I mean, they were really funny.
Catherine Smith Morris says, love you, Jenna.
Thank you, Catherine. I love you, too.
Sue Chambers wants to know what's baseball.
Mm.
Raphael
God bless you,
Castaldo
Sue.
says exactly, Jenna. I don't know to what part. I'm sorry, I need to do this a little better. Kristen Murphy says it would have been a lot more entertaining if they cut off their mics when they went over.
So that's
their
what a lot of
time.
people are saying they should have done, is as soon as you go over, you cut off their mics. But then it's going to turn into, excuse my French, but it turns into a shit show. Then someone complains, they have to put the mic back on. Then one question, then I think, that's what it's going to sound like. I mean, it's going to sound like a bad, overly dubbed kung fu movie from 1982.
Raphael
Nobody wants that.
Castaldo. Yeah, I mean, you would think that conversation is like a big thing. You would actually think that it would be important for the two people who are up to, be the president of our country should be able to somehow engage in a conversation about life and all of these issues without embarrassing it all.
Do you think that they should, the two people who are the two people at the very top of each party, I mean, the two people that we are sending into battle, one of which will come out and lead our country, should be able to at least walk on stage and shake hands with each other? Shake hands. You're going to have to shake hands with Putin and, Kim Jong-un and, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gotten real personal. I mean, there's there's
let's
nothing.
go. You're going to have to shake hands with people you don't like.
Right, but I think blaming them and not looking at, the state of, the social media world, they're just a reflection of everything that's going on social. There's all of this hatred on both sides, and it's not just them. I mean, it's...
Correct, but and
everybody thinks they're right and all this other
but
stuff.
they have to... I know it's such a cliche, but lead by example, lead by...
Yeah, 100%.
Get above
but if
the
they
fray,
led by the people who lead by example, they don't get voted for. This is what people want.
I guess you're right. And that's sad.
Yeah, but it's
people
not just...
are disillusioned by it. Nobody wants to get out and vote. People aren't voting for who they want more. They're voting for who they hate less.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Lindsay Edwards says social media has taken over. Again, it's all scary. Why is it's scary to come?
It's tough.
Debbie
Anyway.
Elson says hi from Indianapolis.
Hey, how you? Oh, big Colts win. Big
Hana
Colts
Kamal, I
win.
actually want to address this because I want to make sure we didn't. Do you feel bad from Egypt? I don't know what that means, but Jackie Fahey says disappointed. Frank, hey, how you doing, man? Good. I feel so bad for Billy Bush. Janine Richardson
Why?
says, do not feel sorry for Billy. Catherine Smith-Moore says, that was trash talk between two guys. Sad Mike was on. This is man talk.
So you saying it's okay?
That's Catherine. I think she was saying it is okay. That's how I would read that.
Okay.
Most importantly, she later on says, you look great.
Well, I guess you got to. It doesn't even matter what you said before that. At this point, I think we can just end the show right there. That's fantastic. Thank you very much.
Joseph Vitabello says, well, Billy Bush is in trouble with NBC now, too, over this.
You know what it is? It's not that he's... I don't think NBC would have done anything to him. It was the backlash. They got more emails, notes, social media comments.
Well, around 40%
Calls
of their
for his
audience,
head.
I would imagine, is Republican.
Forget that. His show is 9 to 10. The demographic, their key demographic is like 35 to 54 stay-at-home women. That's his whole demographic.
Gotcha.
Is the only. That's the main. Who else is home at 9 o'clock in the morning? 9 to 10. It's mostly women, and that's the show that he hosts. And it's just unfortunate. It was just a bad set of all circumstances were just bad, and I feel bad for everyone involved.
Jackie Carolo Peterson says, bottom line, Hillary should be in jail. You don't have to look at a debate to know that she is treated different from normal people.
I'm back in. I keep moving. Sorry.
Elizabeth Tate says, hey. Catherine Sachs McDevitt says, thanks for being so motivating.
Thank you very much for saying that.
Patty Doble Johnson says, Jenna, I am 56. You are wise beyond your years.
No, I don't know about that. I just know what works for me. That's it.
Sue Chambers, so if that is just talk, is everything he says just talk?
Who? Donald Trump?
I would imagine, yes. Catherine Smith-Moore, it's human though, Jenna. That's life. Not exactly right, but human nature. Men and women do talk trash sometimes.
It really sounds like everyone is sort of more forgiving.
Mark Jacobson
Of the
says,
situation.
love watching JW Unfiltered. From one former sports anchor to another, you rock.
Where did you work? Who said that?
Mark Jacobson.
Mark, where did you work, or where do you work?
Stephanie Fuchs says, how are you? And Stephanie Z.
Hey, I'm good.
And
How
the
are
kids. Sue Chambers says, yes, kids. Okay, Jackie Fahey says, yeah, drop the mic. No. Okay, life is what...
you? Boy, you're far behind. You're like 4 minutes behind. Drop the mic like 5.5 minutes ago, Lance.
There's a lot of comments here. Okay.
It's good. People are engaged.
Who will you be voting for? Asks Michelle M.
Michelle M, not Michelle S. Usually Michelle S asks me that. I have to just be completely honest with you. I'm really put off by everything this year. Any other year, I'd be so put off by Hillary that with the whole the way she campaigned and the way she handled the email situation and handled the Benghazi situation, and I don't like the way she handled any of it. I don't like, do I think she's a much better leader, much more focused, much more centered, much more safe? 100%, everybody does. But then again, like, I've become very anti-establishment over the course of this last year and a half, and not that he's right in any way, shape, or form, but at least he stands for a movement, maybe not his, that is veering away from what we have had. So I don't know. I don't know. It's who do you dislike more, or who do you dislike less, rather?
Why have you become disenchanted?
Because look what our options are. Like, look where the parties are going. The parties are breaking up. Like, just getting through the Republican GOP season, all the primaries, those debates were just messy and
Jen, I have some
complicated.
bad news.
This is life?
They're now starting a write-in campaign for you for president.
No. I cannot. First of all, I wasn't born in this country. I cannot be president.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there we go.
Well,
We
there
put
we
an
go.
end to that.
Excellent.
I was
Okay.
born in Kingston, Jamaica, folks. So if you'd like me to run for, was it Prime Minister in Jamaica, I'm more than happy to do that, because that's what they want. They want a...
That's what the world needs now.
That's what the world needs now. Is a middle... Am I middle-aged? I don't know what I am.
You're young.
Jewish lesbian running for the Prime Minister of Jamaica. I think that's
Well, that's actually the nice thing is that
JLJ.
that's actually, I think, though, at the root of what people are, is I think people would be open to that, and that's actually one of the really nice things about the way the country has gone. Is it's not they're not judging you by your religion,
Yeah.
you know, your sexual orientation. It's there's a lot of
Correct.
very positive stuff going on in the world.
Hidden, deep within
Well,
the
buried by a lot of
boundaries of crap.
buried by
Right?
the duality of these two parties. Mark Jacobson actually answered
Mark's back. Yeah, where's he?
He's from ABC 12. Actually, this is interesting. He's in Flint, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow, you
yeah,
guys
Mark,
have had
we
a
should
really
actually
busy-
we should, if you ever get to New York, Mark, we should
Come on the
get
show.
you come on the show.
We'd love to talk about you.
Yeah, let's hook up. You can we'll get in contact with you, Mark Jacobson. Okay.
So, I thank you, Mark. I get it. I was a sportscaster for 12 years. I started in Binghamton at a little dinky Market 125. I went to Rochester, covered AAA teams in Rochester, New York. Then I went to Philly, my first big break, covered some big league teams. I worked there for a while. Then I came to New York, which is like the all sports network here in New York, and then moved to ABC. And I worked at Channel 7 here. And yeah, I've been in a ton of locker rooms, a ton of clubhouses. I've seen a lot. So have you. Anyone that's in sports is, you know what it's all about.
Yeah.
Anyway, that being said, then I went to the Today Show for a bunch of years, and now I get to come and just speak and opine on a number of topics, including, but not excluding, politics.
I am definitely going to mess up this name, and I'm not even sure.
But go for it. Dive in head first, and in the deep end, if you don't mind.
This is actually this may be the deepest thing I've ever gone into, and I really apologize up front. Yukyung
No, can't be right.
Popovici.
Yep,
Did I get that right?
I'm sure not.
It could be.
Anyway, I hope it's a good. What's the comment?
How do you feel about Jesse Waters' commentary from Chinatown in New York? Do you know what Jesse Waters' commentary was?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so we're going to get on.
But let me ask you a question. How do you feel about what Marcy said to me the other day about this new diet she wants to do?
Right, and actually,
Equally.
and also most importantly, let me know if I got your name right.
And tell me if you got Yuck Yum right, because Yuck Yum just, I don't know if you pronounced that right. Great
Okay.
name. It just doesn't
So-
sound like it's the right way to pronounce it.
Okay, first of all, and to follow up on this whole thing, Mark Jacobson says we'd love to join you sometime.
Good.
So
Let's
we'll
talk
get
Flint,
you in.
Michigan, because Stephanie...
Well, actually,
Steph-
and that was what the next comment was from him. By the way, SG did some great work
Yeah,
covering the
she
water
actually
crisis here in
really
Flint.
led a lot of the investigative work on the water situation in Flint, Michigan, and spent a lot of time out there in a lot of the communities. And Steph is not an alarmist at all. Like, not an alarmist at all. So if she actually says that we need to change something about what we're doing in our house, trust me when I tell you, she's onto something. And she came home and she was like, we're using bottled water. And I don't even ask questions anymore because
Yeah.
she's done copious research. Unlike me, when they gave me any sort of investigative piece, I was like, Icebreaker's mints. Icebreaker's mints taste delicious. That's like the extent of my investigative work. Stephanie will read and read and read and read and make 1,000 phone calls and then reread and then recall all those people. I'm like, Icebreaker's mints are delicious. Anyway, so we are now drinking bottled water because she's not sure about the state of the pipes here in New York. I mean, I don't know if she's onto anything or not, but who knows?
Not surprisingly, I did get the pronunciation wrong.
Yeah.
It was
Let me guess, it's not Yuck Yum?
I stink horribly.
No.
I'm a bad person.
Yes, you're not.
Yuki Young Popovici.
Yoki Young Popovici. Common spelling?
Yeah, we still don't know. We don't know what the point was.
Anyway, whatever.
Yuki Young.
Moving on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway,
All right, good. So
we're going to go on to the next segment
yeah,
here
that
now.
was great. Like that was nice. I like the engagement. I like the
I
fact that
think
you
that's
guys,
yeah.
everyone in the entire world did one of three things last night: Giants, Packers, some baseball team between the Blue Jays and the Rangers. Maybe, maybe not. Or,
You get that baseball's like an important sport. I'm
or
not
the
talking
debate.
about cricket.
No, I get it. But I also understand TV ratings, and I will tell you that Jose Bautista, who I love, needs to play on a bigger team that's going to get more ratings, like the Yankees. Can we get him to the Yankees?
Well, he's a free agent this year.
Let's go.
And
And he
he's
plays center field, right?
He plays right
field.
And
Hey,
he's,
Yankees need a right fielder, don't they?
so yeah, I think that there's going to be. There
I
might
tell you
actually
what.
be quite the,
I tell you what. You know who should come on the show? My boy Brian. Did I even tell you? Let's call Brian Cashman right now. Should we call him?
Just get him on the show.
I will. Brian called me last year to do a favor to scale a building because they were doing some fundraiser.
You realize you're on not just a mic, but you're live. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's amazing. Let's call Brian and
to
say...
scale a building?
Yeah, for a fundraiser they were doing. And he didn't know one human that could ever do it. You come down in a costume. It's for kids.
Okay.
And he was like, I know the perfect person that would do this.
I was picturing like the people who climb up like Spider-Man.
No.
Like by surprise.
No, I can't remember what it was for. But we... and I couldn't do it because I was giving a speech that day. Otherwise I would have. But anyway, that being said, if Jose Bautista plays for the Yankees, then let's talk all day.
Okay.
No, not really.
Not
for
really?
a little bit, like
Okay.
5 minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes.
And then we'll go, but Janine Richardson says icebreakers are delicious.
Yeah.
And Betsy Saritani says, seriously love this live moment. Love the city view.
Thanks
for being real. It's like chatting with a friend. Great job.
Oh, gosh, what a
also,
compliment.
Dina Grushkin commented and said, "Hey Jenna, feeling very annoyed this morning. I'm tired of feeling this way."
Dina, you remember from the Nigerian School Project.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I assume she's talking about the...
Yeah, absolutely.
And Josh Glatt says, good morning, Jen.
Hey, Glatt. Joshy. Joshy's in the house, everybody. Say hi to Josh Glatt.
Oh, yeah. And Brian Woodward with important information. This actually is important information from Metsdom. He says the Binghamton Mets, ! But the Binghamton Mets are changing their name for some reason.
Well, let me tell you that the Rangers AHL team, the New York Rangers AHL, used to be the Binghamton Rangers.
Right, what'd they change it to?
They changed it to because they joined the Whalers. I think they're the Whalers now. They changed affiliations. Right.
No, I think they're actually
Mets,
like changing to like
a different,
some amorphous team, like the Buffalo team, which is the Blue Jays minor league team.
Yeah.
They're the Buffalo Bisons. They're not like the Buffalo Jays.
Let me just tell you that 2 things real quick. And why not? We're so close here. I could tell you guys anything. So I dated a guy from the Binghamton Mets, and it was like a big part of my stay in Binghamton, but I got to know the guys on the Mets team.
John.
Hey. And we had a lot of fun, and they were a great team, and it was like one of the first professional teams that I went in, not while I was dating him, don't worry, afterwards. Before rather, not after. That I covered, and I loved those guys. They were great, and it's really fun. If you ever get a chance and you're passing through a town,
It's a great.
go see a minor league game. There's nothing better. These guys are the stars of tomorrow.
Can I actually tell you my Binghamton Mets story? It's not as good as yours.
Did you date one of them? If you dated one of them, on the count of 3, let's say which guy we both dated. 1, 2, 3. See, I knew you would chicken out. Go.
I didn't date anybody on the Binghamton
Lance,
Mets.
it's okay.
But David Wright was coming up with the New York Mets when I went to one of their games, and he used to be number 44 when he played for the Binghamton Mets.
Guess who else was 44?
The guy you were dating.
Nope, Toronto Blue Jays. One of the best Toronto Blue Jays third basemen. Come on. Mr. Baseball, Mr. Blue Jays, you don't know who this is? Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge was number 44?
No, but he played for the Blue Jays.
Oh, I thought you said he was number 44.
No, Walter Payton was 34.
I'm really confused now.
As well as
be. So
I just want to make Connor laugh.
They're going to be the Binghamton Centers. But so I wear this. I used to go to Met games all the time.
Yeah.
And I would wear this number 44 David Wright shirt. David Wright happened to have been really nice to my son for like years.
Great guy. One of the best.
We went, and so one game we're there. It's before the game, and I actually have the shirt on. He's signing autographs, and I'm like, you know what, David, can you sign this? He's like, yeah, sure. I take my shirt off. It's like all sweaty. And I throw it to him.
And he signed it?
And he sent it back to me. It's like, it wasn't as good as your story.
No. Let me just touch on that 1 second. We used to go out after the Today Show. We would go into the called the pit, and we'd say hi to everyone there. And you're signing autographs, and you sort of go down the line. And I walked up to this kid, and he goes, "Would you do me a favor?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And he just, middle of winter, lifts his shirt up, and without even missing a beat, I was like, sure, I took up, not the normal Sharpies that are on you for like, believe me, I know because I have kids, they stay on you for like 3 weeks. This was like the Sharpie of all Sharpies. This was like the King Poobah of Sharpies, you know, those real thick ones? And I was like, here goes nothing. And I was like, Jen, with my big slooping cursive that I haven't written since like 3rd grade. Whoa, big long L. I went down to the belly button all the way up to the neck, and I'm like, you're good. Anyway, there's a picture of it. Most of the stories I tell, so you know I'm not bullshitting, is on some form of social media, so you can see. And there it is, and it's probably still on him, and that was like 4 years ago. But anyone that'll take the time to sign for you, It was great. Love that. And David Wright happens to be one of the best guys. Love that guy. I covered him when he played for the Mets. That's my point. All these young guys that have some moniker of talent, they go on to become these great baseball players. And you always say, I knew them when, or I got a chance to see them when. So anyway, that being said, we're going to get started. We have a real fun show. People ask about my icebreakers. I love sucking candies because it curbs your need for sweets. So I have a bunch of them. So keep them on your desk and have some fun with them.
Actually, in your book you say that and curbs your appetite to have a mint or brush your teeth.
So mint will
Brush your
actually,
teeth.
yeah, if you brush your teeth after a meal, it'll curb that craving for something sweet like chocolate. And no, you think it's crazy, but just try it. Nobody wants to do it because everyone just wants the sweet. Go brush your teeth, have a piece of gum, whatever it is, and it'll cut it like in half, and you won't need it anymore. Save you some calories. All right, we're going to take a real quick break,
break
and
and we'll
we
be right back.
are going to come back.